What's up, y'all? It's your girl Lady Lex, and I'm back to talk about Married to Medicine. Child, it's been a lot going on, not just with Married to Medicine, but also outside of the show with Dr. Heavenly, and we're gonna talk about that too. But I think I'm gonna just save that for the end because we're gonna talk about the episode now. Try to make this video as quick as possible, but it is a lot to talk about. Okay, episode starts back where it left off. King was charging at Dr. G, and Dr. G had King hot. He told that man to his face, yes, I told your woman to shut the F up. Yeah, I said it. Like, that's how I took it. So what else did y'all think King was supposed to do? I don't understand. So the security grabs King, and Check was already in the middle of them, but the security got King so he couldn't get around Check to get to Dr. G. Everybody trying to calm King down. Dr. G was getting walked across the beach away from the situation. Everybody then we see Sweet Tea running up. Sweet Tea was trying to get the King, and Quad was like, go over there with your husband, go over there with your husband. Sweet Tea was really, Sweet Tea girl, I ain't gonna lie, I think you probably had a better chance at it than your man, Dr. G. But King is a real one, so King wasn't gonna fight you anyway. So, I mean, yeah, 9 out of 10, you would have, won the fight. Because if he's not fighting back and you just basically attacking him, then yeah, it would have been a W for you. But your man, he was gonna give him that work. He was gonna work Dr. G out on that beach, baby. Sweet Tea, keep your combat skills in handy because you might have to use them to defend yourself from your man. We gonna get into that, what happened toward the end of the episode. But yeah, you make sure you stay at the park, stay in that gym, Sweet Tea, because King ain't the man that you gotta fight. King don't fight women. King already said he don't fight women. So yeah. Anyway, Dr. Mimi and Phaedra and Dr. Contessa are over there trying to console Sweet Tea and get her to calm down. They're praying with her. They have all like bear hugged around her. I don't know if Sweet Tea was going to run over there and try to fight King if they had let her go in that moment. So they was trying to hold her and like calm her down so she wouldn't run over there. I don't know. And that's what it seemed like to me. I mean, it was a group hug, but it was just the way they had her tight. It was like they trying to keep her from getting loose. Like, if that makes sense to me. I mean, if that makes sense to y'all. Dr. Mimi, I know you new here, but what do you mean they trying to get between you and Greg? Like, who are you talking about? I hope you talking about the production, or are you not fully getting a picture of the whole situation? I don't know. She's new here, so I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she really meant it in that way. Like, or if she did mean it in that way, I don't think she knew everything. I think she probably knows a lot more now, and I'm thinking her point of view is probably not the same. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was a scheme. I don't know, Sweet Tea. Like, your man shouldn't have been feeling no type of way about Cora. He came on the show knowing she was going to be on the show when he decided to join the show again with you. So I don't know what the production, I don't know, encourage y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it production? I don't know. Anyway, so Sweet Tea upset. The girl's talking to her, praying with her. So Phaedra starts to speak in tongues. Now, I'm not sure. I'm holding my comb in my hand, child. I was combing my hair, but it's in my hand. It's just being featured in the video at this point. It's an unpaid actor. So Phaedra starts speaking in tongues. I feel like I could talk about this because I am from the South. If you haven't heard it in the way I talk, I'm from the South. I grew up Baptist, going to Baptist church. I'm from the South. Speaking in tongues is not uncommon. I've seen it happen. It can happen. But this is where I'm a little on the fence with this situation. Okay, because I seen everybody on Dr. Simone online. And Dr. Simone, I've been feeling really indifferent. Like, I love Dr. Simone in the earlier season. Now I just feel indifferent with her. Like, I don't know, she's just very flip-floppy. And I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I don't know, she comes across, like, in a weird way. You don't really know where she stands. Like, she don't really say stuff when stuff going wrong. I don't know, it's really weird. But anyway, I just feel indifferent about her now. Like, she's funny or whatever, but I just feel like she be on the wrong side of stuff a lot of times. I don't know. Anyway, so people was chewing her up because she said, you know, basically who is Phaedra to be speaking in tongues because she needs to work on her own issues with Apollo and his wife and blah, blah, blah. I think Dr. Simone was wrong about that part because you don't know them people's situation like that for real. Like, we getting a glimpse of it, but we don't really know. Phaedra hasn't been very clear about what happened, but we can see that her and Apollo seemed like they was kind of cool because she invited him to the reunion last year. Anyway, so with the speaking in tongues stuff, y'all are saying that anybody can be used, and I agree with that. Anybody can be used. It just, in my personal experience, like I said, being someone who grew up in the South in the Baptist church, I have seen this several times. 9 times out of 10 when I saw this, I was in an actual church and the person was moved by the Spirit, and then next thing you know, like, it just happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's normally that, or either maybe somebody is praying over someone who's sick or going through a situation and they get like in a deep prayer and they just go and go and go and they get into tongues. I'm not saying that Phaedra couldn't have did it, because very well Phaedra could have spoken tongues. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I've never seen someone go into speaking tongues in a situation like that. Like, after a fight almost broke out on the beach, after everybody been passing around drinks and everything, I've never seen that type of moment bring that type of energy to where a person, but I'm not saying it ain't possible either. That's why I said, like, I'm just on the fence with it. I don't know. And we do know Phaedra is very performative, so I don't really, but I feel like y'all, Dr. Simone, she did go left with it, but I feel like y'all going extra hard on her. Like, some of y'all don't think that Phaedra possibly could have been being a little performative with it. I don't know. Maybe she was. Maybe the Spirit really touched her. We don't know. She know and God know if it was real or if she was, you know what I'm saying, putting on. I don't know. I've never thought anybody was putting on or, like, you know, just put on a show for it, because like I said, normally when I saw it, it was in organic settings, like in a church, or when someone is in deep prayer over maybe like a sickly person and it just happens. So it's like that, I don't know. Anyway, off of that, let me see what I made in my notes. Okay, so everybody started packing up, getting ready to leave. Phaedra, Shaq, Sweet Tea, and Dr. G got on one boat. Everybody else got on another boat, and they go back to, I guess, Key West or Key whatever they was at, because I know it's several keys down there. I don't know which one. I think it was Key West. While they was on the boat, Dr. Jackie told King him and Quad should go do number 16 and just calm down. Dr. Jackie, you ain't slick. You ain't slick. You trying to get them coins from King and Quad when they be in your office in about a couple weeks, telling you they need an ultrasound or something. Like, Dr. Jackie, girl, you is funny. But you try to be slick, but I caught that. You trying to get that money. But Quad and King was gonna do that anyway. They probably was at number 20, 25, 30 by the end of the night, because I'm sure Quad, who is Quad? I'm sure Quad was very happy with her man defending her. Like, I think anyone would want to be defended like that, so I'm sure Quad was very happy. So I'm sure she made it. Yeah, I'm sure her and King had a great time. That's all I'm saying. Dr. Heavenly and Contessa actually started talking, and in my opinion, Dr. Contessa, I think Dr. Contessa agreed with King defending Quad, but I think she is trying to be so obtuse because her and Dr. Heavenly have been into it, and she's felt like Quad has taken Dr. Heavenly's side, which I don't think so. Like, I think Quad just really trying to stay out of it, but I don't think she's necessarily taking Dr. Heavenly's side, because she has told Dr. Heavenly she's been wrong and stuff before. Like, so yeah. But I think Dr. Contessa is trying to be obtuse to everybody and like go against the grain, and Dr. Eugene did the same thing too, but they like trying to go against I don't know why he doing it, but Dr. Contessa, I think she doing it because she don't really get along with Heavenly, but I think she in her mind agree with what King did. But since she trying to be cool with Sweet Tea, basically because they trauma bonding over their relationships and their relationship with Heavenly, I think she don't want to say that Dr. G was wrong, because she don't want Sweet Tea to get mad at her, because Sweet Tea is like the only person I guess is like 100% on her side in her mind. Sweet Tea said that she's never been in a fight in her life. My thing is, Sweet Tea, why are you letting this man get in your head? If you've never been in a fight in your life and you find yourself in a relationship where you have felt the need to fight several times, don't get in a relationship that's going to take you out your character. And a person who, I don't know, I just feel like the right person wouldn't put you in a predicament like that. If you're just not a normal fight, you're not a person who normally likes to fight or get in conflicts like that, and you find yourself in conflict all the time when you with this person, I don't know, you need to reevaluate some stuff. And I feel like, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna throw this in here, but I feel like the people who love Mariah can be extremely delusional, because they hate Quad so much that they can't see the issue with them bringing Dr. G back on the show. It's like, oh, he's married to Medicine, he's married to Medicine. Dr. G is married to Medicine. Dr. G came on Married to Medicine with his ex-wife Quad. When they got a divorce, he left the show. Quad continued to stay on the show. Yes, Dr. G still had a friendship with the men, but he never came on camera again to film with them. He was hanging out with the men off camera. So I'm like, okay, and that way I could be like, okay, you wanted your peace, you and your ex-wife, so you just ain't come back on the show because you didn't want no issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't want no issues and want no problem on camera, so it's like you left the show. But the moment you got a new wife, you decided to come back, and I feel like you knew Quad was on shaky ground with the show, like that they was possibly trying to get rid of her. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna rub it in her face. She finna get fired from her job, and then I'm gonna come up here with my new wife. That's what I think. Cause why would you bring her on the show? And you wanted to play in Quad face, and it backfired on you so bad. Like, it backfired. And I think you probably wanted to come back on the show to clean up your image, because the last time we saw you, Quad was accusing you of domestic violence at the Married to Medicine reunion. So, you know, you, I guess, thought you were gonna come back on here with this younger wife and clean up your image and look like, oh, I wasn't the problem, she was the problem. Look, I found a younger wife, and she's gonna give me a baby, and she just loves me, and I'm just a great husband. Secondly, okay, with the Phaedra situation, Phaedra is finna lead the trip in the show. Phaedra, I feel like, is playing games. It was a scheme that Todd set up. No, it was a scheme that Phaedra and Dr. Heavenly set up. Y'all are making Phaedra this victim to some mean girl stuff, but I think her and Dr. Heavenly came up with this scheme because Phaedra haven't been given nothing. They came up with this scheme. Phaedra knew Apollo was coming. I think Dr. Heavenly just did the scene with Apollo to make it look like, oh, it's a reason why he was invited. I think Phaedra wanted Apollo to come on the trip anyway to give her something to work with. And I think they used, you know, the fact that, well, he's Dr. Damon patient or whatever, so Dr. Heavenly invited him. Phaedra was in on it. I don't care. Phaedra was in on it. And it backfired in her face. That's just my opinion. Y'all got all the smoke about Phaedra. Oh, they was wrong for inviting Apollo, but she was in on it. In my opinion, it's different, but y'all can't see nothing wrong with Dr. G being brought back on the show because he's a doctor. He's supposed to be on Married to Medicine. Phaedra is not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? But she's on Married to Medicine, so it's not okay for her ex to be brought over, but it's okay for Dr. G to be brought back after abuse allegations. Like, y'all crazy. That's just my opinion. I think Phaedra and Dr. Heavenly set both of us up. And I think Phaedra had a little trick up her sleeve. Like, oh, I'm going to bring Apollo. And they probably thinking it's just that. Phaedra said in her mind, like, oh, I'm going to get him to react to some stuff. Like, I'm going to get him to do some stuff on camera. Basically, I'm going to bring his friend. And I know by bringing his friend, I'm going to get a reaction out of him on camera. So it's going to give the show something. I think that's what Phaedra was trying to do. But she didn't anticipate him finding out that she was bringing Shaq and him bringing Shireen, his wife. So I think that's what Phaedra got mad at. But Phaedra, you can't blame nobody. You, I think, schemed all this up in your head. You said, oh, I'm gonna let Heavenly invite him and I want him to come, so when he shows up, I'm gonna be there with his friend and we're gonna get a reaction out of him, and it's gonna be a whole scene, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be interesting TV. But I think when he showed up with his wife and his wife started playing in your face, that's when, you know what I'm saying, you had a whole nother different feeling about it. But you can't put the blame on everybody else, because I think it was a scheme that you set up with Dr. Heavenly and you was in on it. So yeah, I don't know, because we saw her call you and tell you that he was coming. You knew the man was coming and you was finna play in his face. But I don't think nothing wrong. I'm not saying Apollo deserved nothing, because he don't. He cheated on Phaedra with the mistress while Phaedra was pregnant. I don't care about how she made that man feel, but she's acting like she's upset of how things turned out, but she literally planned the stuff. That's where it's baffling me. Like, Phaedra literally planned the stuff out, and now you upset because it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. So, but I don't care that shit. I mean, why Apollo, it shouldn't matter who Phaedra with. You got a wife over there, why you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? But she didn't think she was gonna get that type of reaction from him bringing his wife. She thought he was gonna get mad at Shaq and maybe say something, you know what I'm saying? It was gonna be a little song with them, you know, not too much, but it was gonna give them a little TV moment. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Phaedra don't owe Apollo nothing. I personally would never date any of my ex's friends, but you know, I've seen women do that, like playing in a man's face, like, cause me and homeboys do be like, they don't be respecting their homeboys. They will hit on you knowing you with their homeboy, and if you play into it, then you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that type of woman. I'm not playing into it. I don't care. You'll never say I'm loving the crew, but you know what I'm saying, that's just me, you know what I'm saying. So, but I wasn't mad at Phaedra for doing it, because she don't owe Apollo absolutely nothing. The way he did her, the mistress you was cheating on me with, you married the woman and then you brought her to, like, it's a whole bunch of stuff with him. But y'all trying to make Phaedra the victim, like, oh, these are just mean girls. Like, Phaedra ain't a mean girl. Y'all see what she did to Candy? Like, y'all acting like Phaedra is just an innocent person. Like, Phaedra's a mean girl just like the rest of the girls, but I think that she couldn't out mean girl the mean girls. Like, I think she thought she was going to be the top mean girl, and she played herself and they played her, and then at the end she tried to walk off like she was the big kahuna, like, oh, you know, forget about y'all little show, I'm going back to the Housewives. Cool, go over there to the Housewives. The Housewives has not been doing good for a long time, and we're gonna see what y'all do over there. I may watch it this season. I hadn't watched, you know, I will watch seasons here and there, but Phaedra, girl, the Housewives has, I don't know, girl. I don't know if you think you gonna save it. Like, we don't, I don't know about that, Phaedra. We gonna see though. We just gonna see. Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone, when they talked to Apollo and his wife, I don't really want to talk about that, because they wasn't really talking about nothing, because I don't care how Apollo feels. Yeah, and I definitely don't care how Shireen feels, girl. Shireen, what is wrong with y'all women? Y'all are letting these men use you to get back at their exes. Are y'all okay? Shireen and Sweet Tea are like in the same boat. You marry these women's ex-husbands that they're clearly not over, and then you try to like, oh, he ain't worried about you, and he clearly is. And it's just like, he's playing all in your face. Like, that is so embarrassing. Like, ladies, don't allow yourself to be used to get back at another woman. Like, I feel like Sweet Tea, if Dr. G really cared about you and not get back at Quad, he would have not allowed y'all and y'all relationship to come on to the show, because he would have felt like he ain't got nothing to prove. He love you, he want to be with you, he ain't got nothing to prove. So why come on TV and put you and him in a toxic environment? If he swore Quad was just so toxic, why would you put yourself in a toxic environment? You knew she was there, whether you thought she was leaving or not, but you knew at some point, it's no way you thought you was coming on that show and they wasn't gonna try to make y'all interact. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, don't allow yourself to be used. Dr. Jackie talked to Phaedra. She said they're a bunch of mean girls and she leaving, and she left on her private jet. The girls go out the drinks and the guys go out to have cigars. King said Greg wasn't finna be talking to his woman crazy, and he stood on business. Dr. Damon said nobody's gonna watch their wife be disrespected or talked to by another man like that. And I agree. I just feel like that's with no man in general. Nobody's finna watch that happen to their sister, their cousin, their mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they can help the situation, nobody's gonna sit there and just watch that. So yeah, especially in Quad's situation, why would her current man watch her ex, who was abusive to her, talk to her crazy? Like, it's like, no, we not going back down that road. No. Toya, okay, and Dr. Jackie and them tell the girls that Phaedra left, you know. So then we go to, they about to go to another couples therapy. Child, how many couples therapy? Well, you know what, I don't think they had that many couples therapy. They went to couples therapy that first night or whatever, vibe check. Then the second day they was at the sandbar. So I guess the last night was supposed to be couples therapy, but y'all done had a lot going on already. Y'all should just found the bar at the hotel and filmed down there and just had some drinks and danced all night and just had a good time. Yeah, because, hold on, I lost my place in my notes. But Toya said she's sick of the couples therapy, and I don't blame Toya. Yeah, y'all be having a lot going on with that couples therapy. Toya said she just want Toya, girl, Toya, that's what you should have did, because we know you like to book a good. You should have booked all the girls, the ones that were still there, a good spa day, and let the men go do whatever they want to do. Or if they want to join, everybody can come to a spa day. Everybody need a good massage. Like, yeah, we all just going to the spa and relax today. We ain't talking about nobody problems. Everybody that's currently there is cool with each other. They ain't got no issues that they need to hash out. So yeah, everybody just be cool and go to the spa and have a good time. So Greg and Sweet Tea went home as well. We get to the scene with Greg and Sweet Tea at the house talking about what happened. Okay, so T said she was running up to help Dr. G because she is combat trained in the military, and she was saying she could help him. Dr. G said that she's still a woman, basically saying like, you shouldn't be running up on a man because you're a woman. I kind of understand what Dr. G's saying with it, but it's just the way he said it in such a condescending way. I mean, but you can't tell nobody what to do, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, me personally, I'm never going to run up on a man to fight him, because I know it's never going to be a fair fight. He just naturally has more strength than me, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to win that battle. So why would I get in a fight that I know is not even playing field? Like, he has an advantage that I just don't have, and I'm not finna run up to get beat up by me. Like, I'm just not finna do it, honestly. Me. But you know what I'm saying? Sweet Tea has confidence. She says that she's combat trained, so she felt confident that she could go toe-to-toe with King. 9 times out of 10, she probably had a better chance than Dr. G, because Dr. G is an older man, you know what I'm saying? And Sweet Tea, I feel like she got a little sprinkle of crazy in there. So yeah, Dr. G was overly aggressive to Sweet Tea. He was mad. And I think that Dr. G's reaction to that should have been, I appreciate you caring enough about me to check on me and, you know, try and defend me, but I would not want you fighting a man under any circumstances, because I'm your husband and it's my job to protect you, win, lose, or draw. If I fight a man, you do not get involved physically in the fight. That's literally all he had to say. Like, but this condescending stuff, like talking to her crazy, getting mad and storming out, oh, it just gave me flashbacks to them seasons when he used to burn out in that Mini Cooper, when he used to get mad at Quad. Y'all remember he used to burn out in the Mini Cooper? Child, when he fell out on the floor, foaming out the mouth. That man, oh my God, who would go lay on Dr. G couch? Like, you, oh my God. Dr. G need to be on somebody's couch. Dr. Mimi, somebody give him some help. Dr. G needs a straitjacket. That man is, he was definitely over aggressive towards Sweet Tea. They was triggering me. Sweet Tea and Dr. G, this whole scene was just triggering to me, and I'm sure it was triggering to other victims of domestic violence. I'm not blaming them, because I feel like this scene needed to be shown, because I feel like a lot of people are in denial and still denying the stuff that Quad said that she went through. What are y'all gonna say now that y'all seeing this? It's happened with two different people. How are you still defending this? If y'all are saying that Quad was a aggressor or antagonizer to Dr. G, how do you explain what he just did to Sweet Tea? And you can't tell me that every time him and Quad got into it that she antagonized him or started it with him. No, because you see him and Sweet Tea just having a conversation. You don't think the same thing could have happened with him and Quad? They was having conversations. He wasn't agreeing, and he started getting overly aggressive for no reason about, like, just a simple conversation. Just, I mean, sometimes you have to agree to disagree, but getting aggressive with your partner and wanting to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, that is crazy on either behalf, on a man or a woman. If your partner is getting aggressive with you in, like, a conversation like this, like, all he had to say was, T, I don't want you fighting no man. It's just not, as much as you may feel like you gonna win the fight, it's probably not gonna go in your favor, and just let me handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not in an aggressive way. That's all you had to say. And whether she agree or disagree, like, just tell her, like, I don't know, just don't do that. This situation, I feel like, is happening so much in DV situations. I'm not saying he's physically put his hands on her, we don't know that, but a lot of times before it gets physical, it's they start playing with your mind. So Dr. G says, well, Dr. G probably putting stuff in her head. Did y'all see Sweet Tea saying, I don't know why he mad at me because I'm all he got? He's probably put that in her head because he want her to feel guilty and obligated to stay with him because he ain't got nobody else. So when you're an empath, you feel bad when a man or somebody that you dealing with tell you, oh, I ain't got nobody, you the only person I have. You start to feel bad for the person, so you don't want to leave them alone, even if it's not in a relationship capacity. Like, okay, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, but I know you don't have anybody else in your life, so I still want to be there for you as a friend. You know what I'm saying? So you don't feel like it's manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, child, just seeing this, ooh, it's just, ooh, child, it'll take you back. It will. Like I said, it's triggering for other people who's been in DV situations. And what the sick thing about Dr. G for me is he's a psychologist, so I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's playing these mind games on purpose. Like, you can't tell me that man, being as educated as he is, being a psychologist, that he does not realize what he is doing to Sweet Tea and what he did to Quad and whoever else he may have dated or interacted with and played these mental gymnastics with. Because he know exactly how the mind works. He know exactly what he doing. And another thing, this is a quick little side note, but also still pertaining to the situation. People like Dr. G, I've never seen his family on the show. Like, we've seen Quad family a lot. Like, Quad brother came to stay with her mom, her nephew. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Quad have family members come visit her. Like, people love Quad. You know, we've never seen it through Dr. G. We never saw it when him and Quad was together, and now he's back with T. At the wedding, did we see anybody from Dr. G's side of the family? I remember we saw Sweet T grandma. Like, we saw some people definitely saw her parents, her sister, like, I want to say some cousins, aunties. Like, Sweet T family was there. Where's Dr. G family? To me, it says a lot. I mean, everybody don't get along with their family, but it says a lot when a person with a personality like Dr. G don't have a relationship with their family, or don't really interact with their family or be around them. It's because, in my opinion, the family know how they is. They done seen the side of the person a lot because they're family, so they've been around them way more than probably anybody else. So they just prefer not to deal with him because they already know how he is and they don't like it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that's my brother, that's my cousin, that's my nephew, but yeah, I don't really fool with him like that because he'll, you know what I'm saying? He like play mind games, he mean, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I ain't never seen Dr. G. I know they say he got a twin brother, and normally people are very close with their twin. Like, y'all see Sweet T be FaceTime with her sister all the time. Her sister done been on the show. Like, literally, Sweet T only been on the show 2 seasons, and we've seen her twin a lot of times. Where is Dr. G family? Where is his literal twin brother? In my opinion, when I see stuff like that, I think it's a reason why folks' family don't be fooling with them. So I'm gonna go down some of the stuff Dr. G was in that room saying. He said, it's your fault. What is Sweet T fault that you can't control your emotions and you got into it with King? Like, that's your fault. That ain't got nothing to do with Sweet T. Sweet T wasn't even, you started the argument when you told Quad she got a big mouth. Sweet T and Quad were slightly having a back and forth, but it was more so a little shade, you know what I'm saying? It never got to a point where they was finna knuck if you buck at each other. So you brought that energy when you said, oh, you got a big effing mouth. And I mean, they didn't show it on camera, but everybody keeps saying you told her to shut the F up. So you brought that type of energy to the situation, just like you brought that type of energy to Sweet T when you was sitting at that table with her and you getting irritated and getting a nasty attitude with her and storming off because she said she was gonna try to come up and defend you. So he said, don't say any, he said it's her fault and don't say anything to make me go off. What do you mean? Say something to make you go off. Why are you so mad? This is literally the mind games that these narcissistic, abusive men play with you. Like, what do you mean make you go off? What are you that mad about? We was having a conversation. It was never heated like that until you took it there over nothing. So, child, it's just tragic. It's tragic to see somebody go through that. It is so tragic. And then he said, you making me hype. How is she making... Greg, you have a lot of just built up anger. Like, you need to be on somebody's couch. How did you go through school all these years? Like, that's how I know he do the stuff on purpose. You have all the skills. You have better skills than anybody else to resolve conflict, but you continue to heighten the situation instead of calming it down when you have all the tools that you need to do that. He was belittling to her, calling her naive, and it's just very rude to say, especially to somebody you love, and you saying it in a condescending way. If I ain't gonna lie, Sweet T, it is true, Sweet T is naive, but you being her husband, you shouldn't have said it in a condescending way or being belittling by saying it to her. You should have said it in a way like, hey, you my wife, let me teach you something or let me tell you something. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't have been like, yeah, you just so naive, you just irritate me, like, and don't say nothing else to me, like I'm finna spaz out. Like, Dr. G is not okay. And then he said, don't keep saying stupid stuff and you won't get the reaction that you don't want. What is the reaction, Dr. G? Somebody, Sweet Tea people, go around there and check on her Sweet Tea twin, Sweet Tea mama that tried to fight Dr. Heavenly, Sweet Tea daddy. We seen him on there. Send the grandma around there too, baby. We need the grandma to get the prayer oil and to help Sweet Tea pack up her stuff. Like, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. And y'all that hate Quad so much because y'all love Mariah, y'all can love Mariah, but also call it for what it is. Like, Greg was doing stuff to Quad, and he's doing the same thing to Sweet Tea, and we are seeing it in real time. Like, bravo, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. We watching this in real time. He shouldn't have been allowed to come back to the show. We already got glimpses of it with Quad. Y'all remember Quad had that little, what is it, puppy couture line? He was talking to her the same way, in like a belittling way, like, what you gonna do? Like, it was just like he was laughing at her idea of starting the line, and it was just like she was trying to prove her point, like, oh, this is a good idea, and he was just like just belittling and just condescending, like he is and then he says again that it's her fault. Like, the stuff he was saying to Sweet Tea in that room behind that door was insane, and I think it would have got way worse if them cameras weren't in the house. And I think Sweet Tea, y'all saw how calm she was talking to him, trying to calm him down. I think if them cameras weren't in the house, we don't know what would happen. We don't know what would happen. I'm praying for Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, girl. This marriage with Greg, and Greg needs help. And he needed help way before you, way before Quad. I don't believe Quad just brought this out of him and it wasn't already there. It was already there. He showed the signs with Quad. Y'all want to say Quad? In my opinion, Quad ain't no more aggressive than Sweet Tea. Quad can talk ish better with him. Like, she can talk, you know what I'm saying, talk her ish better than Sweet Tea can. But physically, Quad, in my opinion, probably couldn't put up a better, like, Sweet Tea thinking she combat trained, she probably could put up a better fight with Dr. G. And then if something happened and it come out that he did something to Sweet Tea, what y'all gonna say then? Y'all gonna say Sweet Tea was the aggressor? Like, y'all try to say Quad ain't a victim, because in my opinion, Quad fought back. Like, when she on the season 6 reunion, when she talked about pulling the knife out and stuff like that, she literally said, yeah, it was after you already drugged me through the house, messing with my knee. Like, I guess my girl got to the kitchen and said, I'm tired of getting beat up on. Like, you ain't finna heat me no more. I got this knife, and if you come over here near me, I'm finna defend myself. So I think that, what y'all gonna say if Sweet Tea and him get into it and she defends herself? Y'all gonna say she ain't really no victim either because she fought him back? Y'all need to get that out your head. Just because a person fight back does not mean they're not a victim of domestic violence. Y'all need to get that out. Who is going to just sit there and take it laying down? Most people aren't. Even though I'm a woman and I know I'm not gonna win, but if I'm in a domestic violence situation and a man putting his hands on me, yes, I'm going to try to defend myself back. Yes, I probably would go get a knife to keep you from coming by me. Like, don't come back over here by me trying to fight me. You already won the fight. I don't know what happened. Like, I got away from you and I was able to make a dash to the kitchen and grab this knife. Don't come back over here by me. So if the same thing happened to Sweet Tea, what is y'all take gonna be on it then? Is Sweet Tea gonna be antagonized? Oh, she antagonized. Greg is just like that anyway. Sweet Tea was talking as calm, and he's talking about don't say nothing else to make me get the reaction that you don't want. Like, you could be, Greg is just like that. It don't matter what. It don't matter if you like Quad or possibly how Quad was and you got mouth back and you gonna argue back with him, or if you like Sweet Tea and you just like, no, calm down. He's still like broiling, like he wants to just he just want to attack. Like, that's crazy. I would like to hear, oh yeah, like I said earlier, who is letting Dr. G counsel them? Like, Sweet Tea was sliding in Dr. G DMs, telling him you can give him what you want, worth all this headache that you're going through. I don't know, this is crazy. Don't let the access to the money allow you to sit there and take somebody talking to you like that, Sweet Tea. And it's sad. I like to hear Dr. Contessa take on this. She probably gonna make more excuses for the situation because her and T are trauma bonding over their toxic relationship. So Dr. Contessa probably is not finna give her no good advice. Dr. Mimi at this point, based off the show, may not give her good advice either, because she, I don't think, knows the whole extent to it. But I would love to hear Dr. Mimi's reaction to how he was talking to her behind that door. Like, yeah, I would like to hear what she think about that. And like, yeah, there would be a lot. So back to the end of the episode, Dr. Mimi want to do a lemon squeeze. If you're an OG Married to Medicine watcher, then you remember that. They saying Quad and Dr. G need to heal. I think they definitely both do have some work to be done. Dr. G needs anger man. That man is angry. Quad is still, I think, emotional and triggered by the situation. Dr. G is triggered as well. But Dr. G will get into it clearly with Sweet Tea about stuff that really ain't got nothing to do with that in particular, and he still turns into that evil little man that Quad said he was. So I think that's just in him, in my opinion. We had have we seen King say that Quad been pulling knives out on him over there? I don't think so, because, you know, I guess he's not over there dragging her through the house. You know what I'm saying? So when you get, it's just some people don't realize it's the person. Dr. G is the problem. That's just my take on it. Quad definitely still got emotional trauma, but her trauma is not making her flip out on King at random and go chase him around the house with knives. I don't see that. It's not. Yeah, we haven't seen him say that. He's just defended her. Let me see. And Dr. Eugene, I like you, but please be quiet. You talking about, yeah, Dr. G, you know, he's still part of her. Well, you go hang out with Dr. G outside of the group. Dr. G don't need to be on the TV show. He don't. You go play golf with him. If you okay with how Dr. G talk to women like Quad, Sweet Tea, I want to know the whole cast reaction to this. I would like to see everybody's reaction. Dr. Eugene, how you feel now? How do you feel now about the situation after hearing how he talked to Sweet Tea? How do you feel now about it? Okay, we're gonna talk quickly about Dr. Heavenly, because like I said, I'm trying not to make this video so long, but I feel like it's gonna be really long. Dr. Heavenly, a man's sexuality does not determine his character. I've been around men with different, you know, sexuality. I've been around straight men, gay men, whatever, and it's just that person's character. I got some gay friends, some gay family members, some gay cousins that if I called them and said I was in a DV situation and I need them to come handle this man, he done drug me around the house, they come and they're gonna beat him up. Just because he's a straight man does not mean that he can't get beat up. And that's just the person's character. Now, you know what I'm saying? I have some gay friends or family members that's not gonna bust a grape regardless, because that's just not their character. They're just not a fighter. You know, that's just not in them. And vice versa, it's the same with straight men. I have some straight men in my family who will come and protect the women in their family and their life. You know what I'm saying? They will come and handle somebody doing something to their family member. And I have some straight men that are misogynistic, that think, oh, that's putting a woman in her place. I don't care that, you know what I'm saying, what you say to him, why he, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter the person's sexuality. Yeah, Dr. Heavenly comments were a little out of pocket. I think that Dr. Heavenly, she just get on live sometimes too much and just be talking too much. And you cannot stereotype every gay man that, like, you feel like because a man is gay that he's not a man. That's crazy. He's a man. And like I said, I've seen plenty of scenarios where girls have a gay brother or somebody and they over there being abused, and their gay brother will come and mop the floor with their abusive boyfriend who's a straight man. So yeah, they don't decide. It's the person character, whether man, woman, whatever. And I feel like no matter what a man's sexuality is, if it's women in his life he care about, no man. She was trying to make the analogy, because I was watching it live when it happened. I was like, oh, I can't believe she said that. Like the way she said it. I think that it's a lot of men with good character. It don't matter what their sexuality is. If it's a woman in their life they care about, they're not gonna watch a man stand up and yell, shut the F up to them. So the point she was trying to make was that no straight man, or what she said, no real man or no tough man or whatever is gonna let another man tell his wife or his girlfriend to shut the F up in his face. But I don't think that just applies to straight men or real men, as Dr. Heavenly calls it. It's a man in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being honest, women cannot beat men in a fight. Like, it's highly unlikely for a woman to fight a man and win. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like probably 80% of the time the man is gonna win the fight, you know what I'm saying? So with people knowing that, with men knowing that, whether they're gay, straight, whatever, you know, whatever their sexuality, if it's women in their life and they see them getting disrespected and they think that they need to step up, they're gonna step up because that's in their character. So yeah, Dr. Heavenly is just, to me, like a lot of older black women think like that, and I don't think y'all should categorize all black women like we think like that, because I feel like us younger black women, we know better. Like, we seen more. Like, I feel like back then it wasn't a lot of educated conversations happen. Like, we've seen more, we know more, we know better. Like, a lot of stuff is just a person's character, no matter what their gender, sexuality is. It's just their character, if they're gonna stand up for what's right. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. And I hope y'all enjoyed my video, child. It's a little lengthy, but I hope y'all watch it all and comment and let me know what y'all think about this episode, child. Because in Twitter, they going in on my tweet. Most people are agreeing with me, but it's a couple of them. I was like, Greg wasn't scared to well, this was one of them. I was like, Greg wasn't scared to fight Quad while he was a doctor, so why he scared to fight King? I said, Sweet Tea people better go around there and check on her. And then I said, so are the peak me still thinking Quad was lying on Stuart Little? Yeah, I call Greg Stuart Little. Y'all see how he talking to T? Or do we need actual video footage of him putting hands on a woman? And one crazy dude, like one ignorant dude, got in my comment and said, yeah, it was a guy that got in my comment and said, I need actual footage. Baby, you can't argue with stupid people. You just can't. Like, people like that, they just have to experience it for themselves before they understand what be going on. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and comment and tell me y'all thoughts on this episode. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.